Yo guys, so I'm sorry about the audio apocalypse in yesterday's video. I don't know what's happening with my camera. Like that mic has never been turned on before and it was picking up. So that was the double audio. But now my camera's got this like weird lag. I don't know if you guys can see it, but me looking at the video preview, like I can see a lag that's not normally there. So I don't know what's going on and I'm retarded with fucking technology. So it's going to be fun trying to figure this out. Because I got a bunch of shit I got to record and I want to record over the next day or so. And my camera's fucked. Like, what the fuck? Like, anyways. So I don't know how many of you guys watched yesterday's video, if it was watchable at all. It was pretty rough. But basically, what I was talking about was what I think is going to happen for Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Balance of this month. We're going to see what happens here, or start balance of this year, excuse me, because there's 1 month left in 2024, if you can believe it. It's going to be 2025 in a month. So I kind of really see there being two things that can happen for Bitcoin here, right? We're either going to reject from this H12 order block right here. And then I mentioned using this OB here, and this kind of becomes a breaker. So if we lose this, this becomes a breaker, and I think it sends us down below this at the very least, right? Maybe it gets caught up somewhere in here, but good chance we trade back down in here, maybe take out this low, and then we could go up again, and maybe we just go sideways. I don't really know, right? Again, I talk about this in so many videos. If I go, hey, we do this, and then we do, that's awesome, but if I don't make money on it, who really cares? So what I'm trying to focus on is really, what's the next move for Bitcoin? Is it going to be a move to a new all-time high, or is it going to be kind of more chop sideways, potentially down? Because if Bitcoin comes down and then goes sideways, good chance a lot of alts get smoked on this move down. However, if Bitcoin trades lower and some alts make a higher low, that's a really strong altcoin. And then when Bitcoin chops around and moves up a little bit, that altcoin's really going to outperform to the upside, right? Now, if we hold here and we then break above this and this becomes support, right? Then you get your little breakout play there, right? Stop below here. If that happens, then there's a good chance that ETH BTC rolls over, which means Bitcoin dominance pumps, which means altcoins probably take a bit of a back seat again. So based on my feed, it definitely seems like most people are in altcoins. Altcoins have been crushing. We've had some crazy moves in alts this month. But we really want to see what's going to happen with Bitcoin here, because if Bitcoin does drop, right, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look for altcoins that are going to make a higher low while Bitcoin is selling off. So any alts that sell off but then make a higher low relative to their previous structure, those are going to be really good altcoins to play on the next leg up, because that's going to tell you they're very strong. And then I talked a lot about kind of fractions, right? What we want to be looking at as fractions. So I use ETH BTC as an example, right? This is ETH versus Bitcoin. So when this chart is going down, Bitcoin is stronger. When this chart is going up, like it has been just for the last couple of weeks here, Bitcoin or ETH is stronger. It's just a fraction, right? So ETH BTC is just a fraction. And if this fraction is going up, that means ETH is stronger. Now, the whole market can be going down. But if this fraction is going up, ETH is going down less than Bitcoin. The whole market can be going up, and like it is right now. And if this fraction is bullish, like it is, ETH is going to go up more than Bitcoin. Just means ETH is stronger. It's just comparing the relative strength of the two. It's not telling you the direction of the market as a whole, right? So we've had a period here, right, where the market wasn't necessarily rallying this entire time. But regardless of whether Bitcoin was going up or down, it was going up more than ETH or down less than ETH this entire time, right? So with that logic, you can apply that to any altcoin here, right? Heck, you can apply that to any asset. You can use alt versus SOL. You can use alt versus ETH. And I have a video in my educational section of YouTube here that goes into this in more detail. But you can do this for any asset. You can do this for any altcoin. So if you're trying to find, how did we know that DEAI was going to crush from the 25th of November versus everything else, right? So DEAI USDT. Oh, it's a, oops, sorry. USDT, and then you hit divided by, and let's do it versus Bitcoin. So this is the equivalent of FBTC, but it's DEAI versus BTC, right? So what's been the stronger coin since the 25th of November? DEAI. It's gone up more than Bitcoin. Well, how about this versus ETH? Now, we know ETH BTC has been going up. So I imagine that DEAI, because it's gone up more than ETH as well, it's going to be bullish, but it's not going to be as bullish as this chart. Right? So not as bullish as the Bitcoin chart, but still quite bullish because it's outperformed Ethereum. This is what Sol ETH is. It's the same thing. This is ETH BTC, but it's Sol and ETH. So in this case, ETH's the denominator. So right now, right, Sol was kicking the shit out of ETH. Now ETH is kicking the shit out of Sol. So anytime you're trading altcoins, this is the kind of stuff you want to be doing, right? You want to be looking at your altcoin versus base chains, BTC, Solana, ETH. You want to be looking at your altcoins against each other. So like if I'm longing Bonk, WIF, Doge, or Shiba, right? Just looking at the list here, Doge is up 1.2. Bonk up 1.59. WIF is negative 1.9. Shiba's up 15%. So which one of those do you think you want to be long? Well, if you're long WIF, right, and then I just posted this chart on Twitter, and you're going, well, I'm long WIF. Well, right now, Shiba's kicking your ass. So maybe it makes more sense to be long SHIB. If you had to be long one of them, which one would you be long right now? So as much as WIF has been kind of the premier dog coin, at least for the most part, other than the Bonk guy talking about other ones, most people assume WIF hat, right? The hat stays on. The hat stays on. Well, since the start of October, Doge has kicked the fuck out of WIF, right? There's a period where WIF was outperforming, and there's kind of going sideways, WIF outperforming. But for the last 2-3 months, it's been Doge all day. No question, right? What does this chart tell you? Right? Same thing, right? Bonk since October has been outperforming WIF. Maybe we're going to, we've got an SFP here. Maybe this is going to pull back a little, and now WIF's going to outperform Doge again, or Bonk again. So you can be doing this, and you should be doing this for all of the coins that you're in. If you're trying to find those outperformers, you wonder how someone always seems to be in the right rotation. They're getting in the right coin. The coin they're in is going up more than yours. This is how you find that out. You do the cross-market analysis, and you see which chart is stronger, which asset is more bullish. So you can look at BTC USD divided by gold, right? So this chart is Peter Schiff's nightmare, right? Imagine this is ETH BTC. Just whenever you're trying to remember what the fuck's going on, imagine this is ETH BTC, right? If ETH BTC looked like this, I bet you'd be saying, holy shit, ETH is about to go bonkers compared to Bitcoin. And you'd be right? Bitcoin has been kicking the shit, but this is just BTC is the numerator and gold is the denominator. It's just a fraction, right? This is like grade 5 math. BTC's been kicking the shit out of gold. This is Peter Schiff's nightmare. Like I said, every time he tweets that BTC looks like shit, right, it's probably a bottom on this chart, you know? Yes, there's periods where gold is outperformed, but, you know, over the last 6 years, what are we talking about here, Pete? You know? So you can be doing this on all your charts, any asset you can compare. You can compare Apple, right, versus NVIDIA. What do you think this chart looks like? So the early 2000s, right, going all the way up until 2013, Apple all day. Big old lower high, breaking structure, bearish retest. NVIDIA's been kicking the shit out of Apple. All right, so where do you want your money? You can do this with any assets, all assets. So you should be doing this, and this is going to help you catch rotations better, allocate your capital better between different assets, know which coins are going to outperform and when. It's really, what is BTC USD? Again, refer back to ETH BTC. Right? So let's just go to BTC USD. Refer back to ETH BTC here. If ETH BTC, right, looked like this, you would say ETH is kicking the shit out of BTC. Well, if BTC USD looks like this, what does that tell you? This just means that Bitcoin's been kicking the shit out of the US dollar. That's any foreign currency, US CAD. Right? What's been kicking the shit out of the other one? The American dollar has been kicking the shit out of the Canadian dollar. So that you can do this on all assets, all time frames, and it's really going to help you improve your asset selection and help you find those winners. So if you're wondering right now, the outperformance game, because yes, lots of things are going up at the same time, but some stuff is going up more than others. This is how you do it. Now, we have a new monthly candle that's formed, right? So we're now in the month of December. So what you want to be doing on all your charts, and there's indicators that will do this for you. You can use the Spaceman indicator. And we'll just do this. We'll take that off, and we will just do monthly open. So now this is going to mark off our monthly open on our chart for us here. So you can see there's the monthly open price on Bitcoin right there. So if you believe that the month of December is going to end bullishly for Bitcoin and for your altcoins, etc., what you want to be doing is, if this is how you think the monthly candle is going to form, this is your monthly open here, you want to be trying to get long in that lower part of the wick of the monthly candle, right? If you believe it's going to be bullish. So if you look here, can I do previous monthly open? There we go. So let's look at the previous monthly open on Bitcoin, right? Well, this is not a very good example because it literally never traded below the monthly open. How is this fucking possible? Everything just ripped the entire month of November with no wicks. Basically. Oh, no, that's monthly low. No wonder. I want the previous monthly open. Do we have that? Do we have that? Prev mid. Okay. So I'll just mark it off myself here. So here is the November monthly open on Bitcoin. So if you believe that November was going to end bullish, when was the best time to long Bitcoin? It was when it was trading below the monthly open, right? And then it reclaimed it. You believe that the month's going to end bullish. Well, there's your monthly low. Ride that sucker for the rest of the month. So we can do the same thing now for December. If we believe that December is going to end bullish for crypto, for Bitcoin, you want to mark out your monthly open on all your different charts, and you want to go and find the monthly low. So let's look at something. Well, it's the first day. It's still too early to tell. But let's assume here that this pulls back here, right? And then reclaims the monthly open. If you believe that we're going to have a green December, that reclaim is probably a pretty good long trigger. And this works for the weekly candle, the yearly candle, the daily candle. You can use this kind of concept. My Monday's range strategy, right? Very similar. Weekly open strat, very similar. So mark out those monthly opens on your charts. And if we are staying below them, and then, 1 or 2 weeks into the month, we reclaim the monthly open, good chance that the low of the month is in. And if you're gambling, you want to try and hunt that low below the monthly open. So I think Bitcoin's interesting here, right? We got to see how it comes off here. It's on this 12, kind of just sandwiched between these two levels here. Is it going to hold here? We did get a sweep here on the H12. So if we get a pump here, maybe we get that rally. Maybe we just chop around here. Maybe we pull back. I don't know. But ideally for altcoins, you do not, the worst case scenario, and I say that lightly because nothing's really bad right now, but if Bitcoin gets a really strong move up here, that probably means that Bitcoin dominance is going to turn up and altcoins are going to take the back seat again. If we want to see altcoins continue to outperform, it's really the best case scenario is Bitcoin staying range bound, chopping, going sideways. It can go down a little, but you don't really want it trading aggressively up like it did here because that means it's going to outperform most altcoins. Not all, right? But if we want alt season, if you want alts to continue to outperform, right, we want this thing to continue to sell off. So this has probably been the biggest rejection we've had on BTC dominance in a while. It's no guarantee the top is in, but this is the area I was looking at. So let's see, right? And ideally, Bitcoin chops around and this continues to sell off. That's going to be really good for alts. But if Bitcoin puts in a Chad candle to 105K, I would not be surprised if this thing bounces right back up here. BTC takes the lead again. Altcoins kind of underperform again. So Ethereum, I think, looks great. Any sort of pullbacks into here, I think, are longs towards 4K and beyond, new all-time highs. I don't know if we get a pullback into there, but any sort of pullback towards this weekly order block and this mid-range, I think you just ape into longs. Solana, I would like to see a real all-time high test here. All right, so it's got to hold this kind of higher low. Or else, you know, if we lose this, I think there's a good chance this is just a breaker on like the H4 here. I'll go down there. This is H4 potential breaker here. So really, I want to see this hold as a higher low and then a proper all-time high run maybe this week. But if we fall down below here, then there's a good chance that we maybe take this out and then form, you know, some sort of over-under. And then we get the run. But we got to see what's happening here. It's kind of holding this area for now. So I'd like to see this make a proper break. We did sweep out this high, so that's mediocre. But again, let's see what happens. Give it some time to cook. And yeah, I mean, other than that, I think AI has gone crazy. So you guys know I've been in OXO forever. I sent this out to the Telegram here, and I think I posted on Twitter like a year ago at 10 cents. I rode this thing all the way up to 50, and I fully round-tripped it. I didn't sell any of it. I round-tripped it all the way back, so it's nice to see this moving again. The month of November has been really good for AI coins. So it would be nice to see some of this meme money flow into some of these AI coins because those are what I own. I missed the boat on a lot of these memes. RNDR, I think, looks really good, right? So a lot of this stuff is just kind of, you know, breaking out of like these bases here, right? So big range here, breakout, retest, pushing. So that looks great. Akash, right? Another AI coin. Broke out of its range here and pushing higher. Like all of these look good to trade higher, assuming the market stays bullish. Tau, I don't know if this is all-time high or not, but again, looks really bullish. Sold off. Like this coin's been unbelievably bullish. FET, same thing, right? We have all these coins are kind of putting in higher highs here, right? There's your kind of range, deviated the bottom, back in, retest, breaking out now. So on any of these, if you get like a range high retest, like you long them, in my opinion, you just assume it's going to remain bullish. I talked about this one last night as well. Really nice setup here off this H12 fair value gap, just ripped. So again, here's kind of your range high. It already kind of has your retest here. So I don't know if I want it to come all the way back down there, but if it does come to this order block here, you know, I think you punt longs on all of these. You just assume that the trend is going to continue. I would rather be bullish right now and assume continued bullishness than be bearish, right? I'm not trying to trip over $1 to pick up a penny. I'm going to assume the prevailing trend is going to continue and just play into that. Near, I posted this one in the Haven as a signal, And I was like, I'm going to long, I think this was the order block here. I was like, I'll long this. And I got front run by like pennies. So pretty annoyed about that. So I'm not actually in this one. But I do think it looks good. Right? All of this stuff very similar, right? So came, retested, found support. Now it's trying to put in some bullish market structure. So this is one where if it trades higher and then retests the range high, maybe that's when I get in. Desync. Like, I don't even know where to chart on this one because it's just flying. So a lot of this stuff that, you know, if it's in price discovery, there's nothing to look at. What you want to do is just find a time frame where there's support. So here, cluster of support here, fair value gap here. So if it does give us a pullback, you know, those are the two areas that I'd be looking. This is like a new launch. I think part of the reason it went so crazy is they did a really good job with the launch, and like they got like a lot of big guys like Alex Becker and stuff behind it. So I bought some of this, and I would buy more here on any sort of retest near $1. I think this is probably a good bid. And so many of these coins look like this. Goat. There's got to be a better goat chart. Would it be Goat Soul? Yeah, so like for this, right, I know this is a huge box, but this is where you want the higher low to form because this is still a very new chart, right? So you got your low, your high, higher low, higher high. You want a higher low to form somewhere in here. I'm not saying it's going to form right here. It might dig a little bit deeper into this, but this is still a healthy looking chart, in my opinion, just in terms of structure, right? High, boom, boom, boom. It's just getting formed. So it survived a big pullback here. There is demand here in these old highs. So I would like to see a higher low form somewhere around here on GOAT. Zebra, is this the right one? This is what all the fucking kids are talking about. Zebra. So I actually think the GOAT chart looks a little cleaner than this, but it's the same structure, right? Low, high, higher low, higher high. It's trying to form a higher low in this demand area. So that's where you want to see that thing form. Phil, you guys remember when I thought Phil was going to 20 and then it traded to 12 and then fully retraced? Well, it's starting to look good again, right? You've got this cluster here. It's breaking out. It's putting in a higher high. So maybe this comes up to like this. Right? Maybe it comes up to here. And then it retests here. And then it goes. But a lot of these coins are setting up. And they look really good. This is not AI. This is gaming. But I own Beam. So I want this to go up. Rollbit, I think, actually is potentially starting to look really good. So Rollbit had a very large guy who, you know, had like 9 figures of the token or something crazy like that. And I actually messaged the owners of Rollbit to confirm this was true. And he's just been selling forever. And that's why this thing's just kind of been underperforming because people forget, like, this thing already did a penny to 25 cents, right? Earlier, like last summer. So it already did that crazy move. And then it's just been kind of underperforming everything else. But I do think now that that big passive seller is gone, it could bode well for this chart. What else can I look at here? XRP's been nuts. I had a friend who told me at 80 cents. He's like, this is going to at least $1. Buy it. I didn't. Then it broke through. He said it's going to consolidate a bit and then it's going to go again. Buy it. And I didn't. And I mean, I think this is one of the more funny charts. Like this is up 400%, 300% in the month of November. I think it's flipped Solana in market cap. I mean, Brad Garlinghouse is a Giga Chad again. So crazy move on XRP. Now, generally, these very parabolic moves on XRP, you know, kind of all end the same way, right? full retrace, full retrace. And if you look at the timing on these, like this is the top of the bull market in 2017. This is the top of the bull market in 2021. So that is something to be aware of with the XRP move. But, I mean, hard to knock it. It looks really good. I think BNB looks pretty good. Like, regardless, Binance can keep printing money. And I think if it breaks out of this consolidation, it looks good. I would like to see Popcat go up. This has been super painful to trade. I've tried a few longs on this recently, and it's just been painfully choppy. So it's either forming a higher low right here, or it's going to take out these lows at 120. So I took a couple longs on this. I just got chopped to shit. It's not been fun. Pepe, I think, looks interesting as well here. Like, this looks potentially ready to go. You had your huge move up, your consolidation, right? There's your low, deviated. It took the low out. Now it's kind of reclaiming this is a breaker. So that's really the trade idea there, right? Is this is your breaker for this low. It's back on top. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing can rip. Again, I talked about Bonk earlier, but I would like Bonk to go up from here. I've heard rumors it might get listed on Coinbase. Not Coinbase, Robinhood. So we'll see what's going on there. But obviously, I showed you that comparison to Sheeb. You know, I wish I would have been in that one. I've been long with forever. If you're in the Haven, I took this trade fucking feels like a month ago, but it's only been 11 days, which is an eternity right now in crypto. But I figured, you know, after it got the listing, it pulled back fucking 40%. I figured that probably makes a good long at a retest of the first support. I'm still in this, but this has been just kind of painful to hold. And again, I showed you that Doge whiff chart. Like, whiff had a killer start to the year, but it's kind of been disappointing since then. So we'll see if it can kind of regain its footing. But it's been getting smoked by more of the older meme coins, like, and it's not even been close lately. So we'll have to see if it can regain its footing. But yeah, guys, so just wanted to get a quick update. I'll try and do another one tomorrow before I head to Dubai for Crypto Fights, Anthem versus BitBoy. You know your boy is going to be there doing his best Joe Rogan impression. So make sure you tune into that. It'll probably be streaming on my YouTube. I really appreciate all the great engagement I've been getting on Twitter lately. The YouTube views are going up. You make sure you're following me on Instagram at Trader Mayne. You're in the free Telegram. You're in the free Discord. You're watching YouTube, leaving comments and likes, giving me shit on Twitter. I love it. I hope everyone's making money, man. It's been really fun. There's been a ton of opportunities, and we only broke all-time high a month ago. And look at all the crazy shit that's happened just in the month of November. So let's hope we have several more months of this ahead of us. I'll try and get my camera shit figured out here because it's pissing me the fuck off. But yeah, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.